Magandang gabi sa'yo, magandang hapon, magandang umaga sa'yo. Um, I was actually summoned by the name of Henry from the Magati Filipinos. Tampo, I think Filipinos not so secret weapon. Um, I was talking to, him, basically. Replied to him, basically on his situation. And what I was actually was referring to was to what was he was referring to, and the aspects of why some of the Filipinos in the Philippines are the way they are. So basically, what the male person is doing to the Filipino is giving her options, but also he is begging that she will understand, but and not have to understand himself. But he also replied back to me, myself and I, that's a pecado. If a man is openly sorry. If a man openly asks a friend or a stranger for information and got it, the latest thing he should be doing is begging. Well, some of the situations that I had been in myself, a lot of people had not only thrown money at me, but they also had started begging too. But that's also one of the things that other people do. This guy by the name of Henry is from the United States. He has no idea how the Filipinos want or what the Filipinos do want. So we're going to go in here for anything or think of it this way. Basically, if what he is saying to you, if he was the one facing her to beg her for something, it's not right for the proper, or it's not proper, and it's not loving. We say that a lot of things. We do see that throughout the societies in the world, in different languages. It's one of those things where it's a sociology thing as well. So my reply back to him is basically true, but when he is sitting there and keeps asking the same question, what's wrong, it gets a little bit annoying. It's basically what I'm referring to. It gets a little bit annoying in some of when people keep asking what's wrong over and over. It's kind of like starting to sound like a broken record. It's what I don't like. It's what I don't like. So being a broken record, keep asking what's wrong is not a good thing. So, and she don't want to tell him he also needs to leave her alone. Filipinos say they don't want to talk about it because it's like I said, it's already in the past. It's already past, and he still keeps provoking her and trying to get her to talk about it when she won't. Basically, it's already happened. It's already gone. She moved on. He did not move on, and it's over basically. And she had moved on. The man who keeps asking and provoking her is wrong. I am a mixed race, as they would put it. A lot of people notice that with me, not only with the accent, but also noticed by the looks. And basically, I had put this on there. I am a failed job, and I have been in those situations. And the last thing I don't want is for a guy to provoke me by keep repeating himself on what's wrong, on why I put that on the way I put it on there. Yes, there's a lot of situations that I've been through that I don't not even want to talk about, but on the aspects of this. So, she did actually reply, do you see even here the different emphasis? Well, basically, he actually recognized it. So, between East and West, between me and him. So a man who cares about the relationship wants to know how he offended his mate. But if he keeps asking the question what's wrong, then he is also the problem too. The Filipina actually moved on. She don't talk about it. She don't even do anything with it. And she moved on. Basically, he stated that in this video that she wanted to get food and stuff, but she kept asking what is wrong. So in aspect of this, he did not even consider the differences between Western and Eastern. So he basically got on her bad side, is what happened. So he can avoid doing things again in the future. So if there was perhaps a misunderstanding in language or action or whatever was taken wrong, and basically he did actually state that I described East women would rather go silent and ignore it, which I do a lot myself, which I do try to get a lot of people to understand that that I do follow a lot of things too. But giving people the silent treatment may be one thing, but it's probably wrong for people to do it in the Western society because a lot of people in the Western society are very confronting than those in the Eastern. So when it happens repeatedly, why does it happen repeatedly? The reason why it happens repeatedly because the people who the Westerners had offended had basically keeps asking repeatedly. So if it happens repeatedly, it's something that the Westerners that's doing, not the Easterners. It's something that the Westerners that keeps provoking the Easterners. So it was not discussed openly. They don't discuss things openly because one, the situation between Eastern and Western are totally different. Easterners are not confronting like the Westerners are. So try looking at it this way. If your husband was bothered and stressed about something, you'd want to know what is right. Some principles. Well, again, the principle is basically on the aspects of the morals, the culture, or whatever, is what he's referring to. So, and then he replied again. If it were men doing Tampo, he'd have a problem. Well, now you did get the point, right? He finally understood. So, he won't talk to her about it. Yeah, true. He felt left out. That's in his mind. That's basically in his mind. So he's not even from the Eastern societies. He wouldn't even understand what the aspects of the relationship between Eastern and Western. He continued to be bothered by whatever she's doing wrong because it wasn't discussed openly. Discussing things openly in some of the the third world countries is still kind of downhill, basically, is what they're saying. And it's not as openly in the United States. Well, it is openly in the United States, but it's not as closed down as Easterners. The Easterners, Eastern people, magkatayo ng Easterners, that they are very, very close-minded. They're very close-minded. They do not expect the Eastern or Westerners to come in and tread on their minds. That's why they are very close-minded. It is simply women's way to take taking the easy way out. That's the reason why. Because basically, if something happens tragically in their mind or in their lives or whatever, that they refuse not to even talk about it. Because sometimes it's very painful to talk about it too. So my last post to him basically was, it also goes against some of the Filipino ways, like many of the majority are strongly Catholic, in which many of them are still, and have a lot of Catholic values and rules to go by. Tampo ng Pilipinas is isa ng asa naman, even if you read Tagalog or parts of it. Isang Filipino hindi magandang sa Tampo dito. Pero hindi mabuti para sa ikaw to worry. Of course, if you're from the Western influence, and many of the Filipinos still does not even know how to act around the Westerner. It is even a problem for both sides. Basically, a love-hate relationship. That's how I put that. So I'm gonna go up here, and I'm gonna play you the video. And you'll see why I replied like I did.
She goes into this Tampo mode. So now, how do you deal with it? I try to reassure them that, hey, whatever you don't need to tell me lies and say it's nothing, or I'll get over it. I mean, let's just put it on the table. Let's fix it, and then it won't become a recurring issue. That's how I prefer to deal with it. I want to talk about it. I want to get it settled. And okay, if I need to apologize, apologize. If I need to change my behavior, change my behavior. But none of that can happen if they won't even tell you what it is. And there's a reason they don't tell you what it is. It's because Filipino men, culture, have a whole other response. I forget the name of it. Maybe one of you guys can give me the Visayan or Tagalog name for it. But there's a response to Tampo the men have, and essentially, during that whole time that she's being quiet, he realizes, A, he's in trouble, B, he figure out what it is. But since she's not going to tell him, what he does is he starts with affection. Oh, my sweetie, oh, my lovey, what's wrong? What have I done? And then comes phase two. Was it when I did this? Was it when I did that? Was it this thing yesterday? Was it what I did an hour ago? She sits back and hears stuff that he did that she didn't even know about. So it's a position of control. She wants this guy down on his knees, confessing everything. Stage is the relationship. She is not going to make this a fun relationship again until she's satisfied that he is basically out like a doormat and confess to everything he could even vaguely think of. And that's the dynamic. Fourth here is Filipino culture. So long you bring in a Western man, the last thing he's going to do, unless he's a real idiot, is going to start saying, well, was it when I did this? When I did that? Was it when I looked at that one girl? A Western man, why would he stick his neck out and start throwing out a bunch of stuff? Let's talk about what it is. And that's where the problems start. Because now you got somebody who won't talk and another person who can't do anything until they do talk. The only thing that's going to fix it, perspective, is some communication, some honest communication. American women, it could actually move more towards the Tampo, because the American women, if they got a problem with you, they might give you the silent treatment for an hour or two, but they are just itching to tell you, well, you need to fix this and da. And it gets on my. I mean, they will go through the riot act. They will definitely let you know what's bothering you. So that could be toned down a whole lot. In fact, most guys are like really sick and tired of that, and they're like, "Well, we'll just try it over in the Philippines, where at least they won't ignore us." Um, to me, communication, and that's my message today to both and Filipinas. You're going to have problems. Whatever problem started is just going to be made worse with this whole Tampo, quiet, silent treatment, and then the guy waiting to discuss it. The only thing that's going to fix it, in my opinion, is Filipino women, you got to start, if you're going to be with a foreigner, you really got to start learning how to just express yourself honestly. You don't need to wait until you build up and get angry, whatever. Go ahead, take some time to chill out, get over your anger, and then once those chemicals and hormones have had a chance to calm down, go talk to him and say, it really bugs me when you look at other girls, or it really bothered me, that I wanted to go and be with this family function, and you don't want to do that. Whatever it is. Oh, I got water. Whatever it is, open communication. Then you can work it out. Then you can say, okay, I'm sorry, okay, let's plan the family function, or okay, I'll try to calm down where I'm looking, we're in the mall, whatever, You can then work on it, and you can move forward. So anyway, so that's just my little observation and advice when it comes to this whole topic. There has to be.
Okay lang, at yang hindi problema ng Pilipinas. I'm looking up at the. Basically, I had played that once before. I didn't play it like I did here, but I just played it just to let you know that I had actually had posted to the video on what he was referring to, what was being said, but in my aspect, so you can have your own say. Ang kasi para sa mundo, Natsunkatsu Productions. Maraming salamat sa iyo lahat ng kapimilyas ng Pilipinas. Paalam sa inyo.